This is very important because now what is going to happen in every redevelopment, the society was thinking कि हमने तो बिल्डर को दे दिया है, अगर बिल्डर नहीं कंस्ट्रक्ट करता है तो हमारी कोई जवाबदारी नहीं है, अगर हम रिहैब कंपोनेंट में आ गए तो नो, अगर बिल्डर सही नहीं निकला, बिल्डर ने अगर सेल कंपोनेंट में फ्लैट नहीं दिया पैसा लेने के बाद में, सो नाउ और बिल्डर बैंकरप्ट हो जाता है. बट नाउ द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी फॉल्स इन द सोसाइटी. द सोसाइटी हैव टू कंप्लाई द ऑब्लिगेशन ऑफ द बिल्डर हु हैज क्रिएटेड द लाइबिलिटीज. सो ये बहुत ही बड़ा, आपको सोच समझ के अगर रीडेवलपमेंट में जाते हो तो ये ध्यान रखने की ज़रूरत है कि बिल्डर जो है उसका पास्ट ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड देख लो, पास्ट हिस्ट्री देख लो. अगर वो 6 महीना लेट भी देता है या 12 महीना भी लेट देता है, देन ही इज़ ऑल्सो अ गुड बिल्डर. बट अगर ऐसे स्टॉल प्रोजेक्ट्स आप देखो, हाउ मेनी स्टॉल प्रोजेक्ट्स इन द गूगल, और उसमें वो बिल्डर का नाम दिखता है, तो आप उसको बोलो भाई जी नमस्कार और आप उससे दूर रहिए. So that is very important, that selection of the builder is going to, make your life peaceful or make your life miserable.
Very true. And that is one reason also we say why one should go for self-redevelopment.
Yeah. This is why you should go for self-redevelopment, because you have the control of all the construction activities, right from construction to sell the sale component.
Also, you will know when you will get the possession.
Yes.
Rents will be given on time. So all this, देखिए उसमें कैसा है कि आप अगर बिल्डर के थ्रू भी अगर आप अपने रीडेवलपमेंट पे जाते हैं तो द प्रोफेशनल्स आर गोइंग टू हैंडल द इंटायर शो. जैसे कि पीएमसी है, आपका लॉयर है, सीए है, आर्किटेक्ट्स हैं, दे आर ऑल गोइंग टू बी देयर विच आर गोइंग टू बी कॉमन in self redevelopment as well as redevelopment. बट यहाँ पे कैसा है, सेल्फ रीडेवलपमेंट पे एक तो क्या है कि आपको ज़्यादा बेनिफिट मिलता है, इसीलिए कॉम्प्लिकेशंस कम होते हैं. दैट इज़ वाई वी से कि वन शुड गो फॉर सेल्फ रीडेवलपमेंट एंड सिक्योर योर सेल्फ.
Now, that is why I say that people don't understand. There is an applicability of MMCT Act to redevelopment. As per the MMCC Act, every person who intends to construct a building has to give a notice of such intention to the commissioner, along with necessary details such as dimensions and purpose of the building. Chapter 12 of the MMC Act contains a detailed provision in respect of construction of such building and regulates matters such as height, materials to be used in roof and external walls, setback area, commencement and completion of work. Consequently, provision of MNC Act will be applicable to redevelopment also.
What is the Real Estate Regulation and Development Act 2016?
Okay, now it is in shortcut. In Mumbai we say RERA, and RERA means RERA is a national act, but in Mumbai we say MahaRERA. It's a very good act. The intention of enacting this act is a social legislation to bring more transparency and accountability into this, because now what was happening is the builder were dominating. They were, booking the apartments. They were not executing the agreement, and the flat purchaser was not knowing how much area he was supposed to get, and he was not know that when the possession will be given by the developer. So all these 5 things, one is the carpet area is defined, then when is the possession is to be given, it is there on the website of MahaRERA. So these 2 things you come to know, and now they have come out with all other details, that how many open parking will be there, how many closed parking will be there, what will be the amenities they are going to offer, at which stage it is going to offer. So slowly and slowly RERA is acting like a SEBI, which initially SEBI came to regulate the share market. It is regulating, but then also people find out some loopholes and they again tweak the system for their unlawful gain. The same thing is happening in RERA also, but anyway, some body is there. It will take some time to regulate and promote the real estate sector and protect the interest of the consumers who were to acquire property in such real estate projects. It aims at bringing about transparency by mandating registration and disclosure. It also seeks to ensure timely completion of real estate projects and sufficiently compensating consumer in case the projects are not completed on time.
So right now, RERA is also contemplating to put this particular clause where it will be mandatory for the developer when the possession is going to be given.
It is the first thing that they have to put on their website, that the commencement certificate and date of possession. They get 1 year extension, but if they want to go for a second year extension, then they have to take the consent of the flat buyers. So there I know that if I'm booking a flat, I know what is the carpet area I'm going to get and when I am going to get the possession. So these two things which were not there before RERA, actually MOFA was there, but it was not implemented as seriously as the RERA is being implemented, and the awareness was not there in MOFA time, but in RERA time there is an awareness.
If we talk in a simple language, what is the applicability of RERA to redevelopment?
See, if you ask me, there is no provision for the redevelopment in RERA. So for the existing member, until and unless he purchase something from the builder, it doesn't fall into the definition of LOT. So for the existing member, there is no relief which can be granted under RERA. So what you have to do is either you have to go to the consumer forum if you are an aggrieved, or file a city civil court case. If your property is below 10 crore, then you can go to the city civil court. If it is above 10 crore, then you go to the high court. But in consumer court, if your property, the amount which you have paid is less than 50 lakhs, then you go to the district commission. If the value of the property, the consideration which you have paid is above 50 lakhs and below 2 crore, you can file your complaint in state commission. And if it is above 2 crore, then you file the complaint in NCDRC. The benefit of filing the complaint in NCDRC is that only one apex body is there, that is Supreme Court. If any aggrieved party has to approach the higher court, that is only the Supreme Court. So the matter gets disposed of very fast. So I would prefer that if there are small flat purchase, a small amount is given, make an association of LOT, come together, and the paid consideration should be about 2 crores so that you can jointly file a complaint in NCDRC instead of wasting your time in RERA and then High Court and then Supreme Court. NCDRC is a best option.
And over and above, the consumer court is an alternative remedy for you to file cases.
So, but it is a better, a better forum to file a complaint in consumer forum.
What is the Development Control and Promotional Regulation, which we call DCPR?
Yeah, it is actually DCPR 2034 is set of regulation which are applicable to all development, redevelopment, erection and or re-erection of a building, the change of user, etc., as well as the design, construction or reconstruction of an addition and alteration to the buildings in the areas within Mumbai. So DCPR 2034 comes with if the width of the road is more, then you get more height, more FSI. It is a very well designed and very well prepared 2034.
Yeah, even in cluster redevelopment, you get more benefits.
More benefits. So that's why I tell that if your building is old enough, first thing is you see that the property card is the name of your society, and second thing, get the feasibility report from an independent architect so that he gives you the potential of your plot. That is very important.
If you go to see that when we are thinking of self-redevelopment or redevelopment, a stand-alone building will not give you the required benefits. But if you go for cluster redevelopment, तो उसमें आपको स्पेस भी मिलता है, आपको डिफरेंट अमेनिटीज़ भी मिलती है, जैसा कि स्विमिंग पूल चाहिए, स्विमिंग पूल मिलता है, आपको कमर्शियल एरिया भी मिलता है, यू गेट अ प्लेस फॉर a playground, or you can, you have got multiple options as benefits?
Yeah, I'll just explain you. Suppose if this is one building, this is one more building, this is one more building. All these three buildings are going for redevelopment and they don't come together. So what happens? He has to keep 6 meter distance from the compound wall so that, the fire brigade can maneuver when there is an emergency.
All around.
All around. Now this building also has to keep 6 meters open space for the fire brigade. So 12 meters goes. Now the third building, same thing here, he has to keep 6 meters and even the third meter. So if you calculate this, so you have to keep more distance. But if all these three buildings come around, then it is called a cluster development. If it is more than 5,000 square meters, then the open space is required is all around these three buildings if they have come together. And then you have more incentives, more FSIs are granted, more area for the recreation or the what you call, you can have a clubhouse, you can have a
Swimming
pool and lot of other activities, sports venue, you can have it. So if you come together on the cluster development, you get more benefits.
It's definitely beneficial. What are the other laws to be followed while undertaking redevelopment in Mumbai?
The procedure for redevelopments provided in the directive issued by the government of Maharashtra under Section 79A Act, White Government Resolution dated 4th July 2019. We'll provide you copy in our description box. The government resolution is applicable to all forms of redevelopment, including charter redevelopment, self-redevelopment, and redevelopment through developers. Some of the key directives are as follows. Requisition for convening a special general body meeting for redevelopment of societies' buildings, as well as the business to be transacted and resolution to be passed thereby. Creation of the website for the sake of transparency by the society to upload all the details in regard to redevelopment, like notices, minutes and reports of project management consultants, etc. on the said website. Appointment of architects, PMCs and the work to be undertaken by them. Preparation of tender documents, invitation of offers, selection of tenders and appointment of developers. Execution of development agreement with the developer and the points to be included in the agreement.